By now, the HOA had grown desperate. Karen, fueled by rage and embarrassment, found a new target: my freshly built fence. The moment it went up, she called 911, claiming I was somehow violating community rules. She imagined that a simple call could pressure me into tearing it down. What she didn't know was that this fence wasn't just any ordinary barrier. It was designed to secure the property, protect my livestock, and, most importantly, block any unwarranted interference from the HOA. When the deputies arrived, Karen was waiting with her usual theatrics, waving arms and insisting that the fence was illegal. She didn't anticipate the documents I had meticulously prepared. I handed over permits, land deeds, and property maps, each proving that the fence was entirely within my rights. The deputies, reviewing the evidence, politely asked her to leave, and Karen stood there, fuming, unable to comprehend why the law was not on her side. I didn't stop at legality. This fence wasn't just a passive barrier, it was a statement. Each gate had reinforced locks, sensors to detect tampering, and even a minor mechanical deterrent to prevent unauthorized access. When the HOA tried to test it, they quickly discovered that their usual tricks, climbing, prying, and sneaking, were entirely ineffective. My gates were impervious to their petty tactics. Karen, in her typical fashion, didn't give up. She called the HOA president, demanding intervention. The president, still smarting from previous humiliations, tried to negotiate, but I had anticipated this as well. I calmly informed them that the HOA's authority ended at the property line, and any attempt to enforce rules beyond that boundary would constitute trespassing. The combination of legal leverage and physical deterrence left them powerless. The HOA then attempted to escalate again, sending a small group to inspect the fence. They approached cautiously, clearly aware that I had the upper hand. As they examined the gates, I decided it was time for a little demonstration. With a few simple adjustments, I sealed the gates completely, locking them from the inside and outside. The HOA members were effectively trapped in a narrow section of the property, unable to proceed or retreat without my intervention. Panic set in, and I calmly asked them to leave, reminding them that any damage to my property would result in fines and legal action. Meanwhile, I documented everything. Photos, videos, timestamps, and witness statements were all carefully recorded. Karen's repeated attempts to provoke law enforcement were now on tape, and any future claims she might make would be easily disproven. The HOA's failed strategies were becoming a legal and social minefield, each incident further weakening their credibility. But the best part came when the news of the fence standoff spread through the community. Neighbors who had once quietly supported Karen's antics began to see the absurdity of the situation. Online forums and social media lit up with commentary: HOA versus ranch owner, fence edition. Memes circulated showing Karen frantically dialing 911, only to be ignored by deputies who clearly recognized her pattern of false claims. Her reputation took yet another hit, this time amplified by public ridicule. By the end of 2475, the lesson was unmistakable. The HOA could make calls, issue threats, and attempt intimidation, but my fence stood as a symbol of authority, preparation, and property rights. Karen's repeated failures had made her a figure of ridicule, while my strategic planning and calm execution ensured my ranch remained secure. The HOA's attempts to control my land, my gates, and my life were consistently thwarted, and the community could no longer take their side seriously. As I stood by the newly fortified fence, watching the sun set over the ranch, I couldn't help but smile. Every nail, every hinge, every strategic placement had not just built a physical barrier, but a psychological one. Karen had learned, once again, that underestimating me or my property was a grave mistake. The fence wasn't just wood and metal. It was a testament to preparation, patience, and the sweet inevitability of justice.